What's going on, everyone? MikeO back, doing another video, doing a mail day video, an overdue video. Been a while, been a few weeks since I've had a chance to get one of these videos out. Just been very busy, very distracted with a lot of other stuff going on. But regardless, I've been picking up some cards for the collection, a lot of Phillies stuff. That's what you typically see in these videos anymore. And I used to do a lot more mix, a lot of the modern players, a lot of vintage stuff. And just lately, just the purchases for the collection have been Phillies oriented. Doesn't mean I'm not still interested or still collecting a mix of everything. Just the focus has been more towards the Phillies. And hey, this was a crazy great run to conclude the 2022 season. Since my last video, the Phillies did fall short of their quest to win the World Series, but it's always disappointing when you see your team in a championship situation, having an opportunity to win a championship, and they come up short. It's disappointing. Obviously, you have those thoughts, and you're hoping they can do it, and you never know when they're going to get back. But this Phillies run was absolutely incredible. Reaching the postseason for the first time in so long, winning a series for the first time in so long, and then just kind of keeping that momentum going and having things go their way, able to win the division series, win the National League pennant. Like, that was incredible. I mean, you can't complain too much. 2 wins away from a World Series. They just, ran out of gas. They didn't play as well. They sort of ran out of magic to a degree too. Like, things that were going their way just kind of stopped. But it was awesome. Just a crazy great run. Packed full of memories, shared with so many people, family members, friends, hanging out, looking forward to it, discussing the games with everyone's just been awesome. And been able to pick up a lot of cool stuff, and you'll see a lot of Tops Now cards in this video for sure. But what a run. 2022 Phillies will be remembered by Phillies fans for a very, very long time. And it's going to be an interesting offseason around baseball for sure. And the Phillies should be really front and center in that. They have this momentum going now, right? They were building towards being a winner. They got there probably faster, or got further than they expected to, and now they have a chance to add on. They have a lot of money coming off the books. I would fully expect them to go out and get a big-time shortstop and possibly a pitcher and, fine-tune the roster a little bit. But obviously the National League and Major League Baseball is filled with really good teams, so you can add talent. Got to do it in this big situation. So we'll see if they can get back there next year or sometime soon. But the baseball offseason, we're underway at this point now. Free agency is open, though I wouldn't expect much to happen until December. But we have award season coming up now in the next few weeks. We're going to have some trades. So it will be a lot of fun. Where does Aaron Judge go? Where do some of these big free agents go? All those questions will be answered. With all that being said, I just wanted to come on and, talk a little bit about the Phillies' great run. Like I said, some opportunities in the postseason, in the World Series, but just a little short kind of in all departments. And I've had discussions with some people, and honestly, it was a team loss. They just came up a little short. The Astros are the better team, obviously, on paper. They proved it on the field. They were, and I said before the playoffs when I was talking to some people, I was like, they're the best bet to win the World Series if you're looking at it from a gambling perspective or a prediction perspective, because they had the easiest path. The Dodgers obviously had an incredible season, but so did the Mets and the Braves. I mean, that's one of the reasons the Phillies were such an underdog in terms of potentially reaching the World Series, because the National League was stacked with those 3 teams. But the Astros really were far and above the best team in the American League. It really wasn't close. I think maybe Cleveland could have given them a little more trouble. Them and the Yankees was a total mismatch. I thought best case scenario was the Yankees would win a game there. Cleveland had maybe that type of team with the pitching staff that maybe they could have won a couple 2-1 games against Houston. But, the Astros swept their way through the American League, and hey, the Phils put up a little bit of a fight. We're up 2-1. That's what stings a little more even, the fact that they were those 2 wins away and then just came up short in the last 3, but they certainly had their opportunities. All right, guys, let's get to some of the cards. Let me show off some of what I picked up recently. All right, first and foremost, I know this guy's hit up a ton of people. I've seen a pile of videos of people getting blown up in the community. He is one of the most generous members of the community, been around for a really long time. You guys should check out his channel. Brad8671 hooked me up as well. Merry Christmas, Mike. Hope you enjoy the package. Brad8671, Brad Smith. So Brad is a Dolphins fan, Dolphins collector, has a great collection, knows a ton about football. Love when he does videos talking football, and he does some baseball stuff too. And he hooked me up with this, and just Brad, too generous. I thank you. I appreciate it. It's in a Phillies collector's home for sure, but obviously not something you had to do, but I appreciate it. So first, here's a Topps Tribute gold parallel of Mike Schmidt. Beautiful looking card, great shine. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, Brad pulled this when he broke a box of 2011 Tribute. I believe it was Tribute he opened. I remember a few months ago he opened some premium old school products. That is just a gorgeous card. So Brad, I appreciate that. And then the second card, another straight banger there. Topps Tier 1 Mike Schmidt on-card autograph, serial numbered to 100. Mike Schmidt, obviously a legend, a Hall of Famer, greatest third baseman of all time. And that is a beautiful autograph of Mike Schmidt. In the powder blues, Phillies wore those in Game 5 of the World Series. They, unfortunately, that was probably the biggest game they had to win this year. If they won that, I would have felt pretty good. But once they lost that, they were in trouble in Game 6. But the powder blues are very, very popular. I like the way they use them now as Throwback Thursday jerseys. I know a lot of people push for them to go to them full time. I don't know that I personally agree with that, but I know people are huge fans of the powder blue. But Brad, thank you so much for the Mike Schmidts. Wanted to make sure I gave you a shout out early in the video. 2 pickups from a card show. Was at a local card show yesterday. Didn't pick up too much. Picked up this O-Pee-Chee insert, just not a set you see that often. National League Gold Glove Award. Shane Victorino, member of the 08 Phillies. And I will say one thing about this playoff run, it got you thinking about past playoff teams and some of those teams that are remembered and memories and kind of where you were at for some of the games and some of the moments and who you were with. And that's really one of the great things about, sports in general and baseball and those playoff runs, those special moments, is sharing them with others and kind of locking it in. Like, to me, like, sports is a timeline kind of your life, and you can look back to, like, for me with the Phillies, 93, like grade school time and who I was with, and then the run in 08 and 09, like I remember who I was working with and people I was hanging out with and talking to all the time and who I went to games with and such, and I was glad to get that opportunity again. Picked this one up at the show as well. This is super cool. 2005 Leather and Lumber from Donruss. Dale Murphy relic card. Had no idea Dale Murphy had a Phillies relic card. So I was able to pick this one up. Numbered out of 250. So that's pretty cool. Dale Murphy is up for potential Hall of Fame consideration here with the Veterans Committee. I find it hard to believe he'll get in, especially with who he's up against. He's one of those guys that would love to see him get in. And, some people make the argument for, some against. 2-time MVP, obviously dominant for a period of time. One thing I will say, and maybe not as much with Murphy, but definitely when you think about Don Mattingly, like, it's called the Hall of Fame. And I think your dominance and your statistics and all of that, and I believe postseason should be added to that as well. But fame should be part of it as well. And, like, that's why a guy like Don Mattingly, to me, really should be in. Not only was he dominant at a period of time, like, he did a lot to build up baseball and to, get young people into baseball, and I think that's important. I mean, you ask 99 out of 100 people, Don Sutton, Don Mattingly. I mean, come on. So you leave it with arguments like that. Like the on-field stuff and all that obviously matters a lot, but there's just certain guys that I think deserve extra consideration. I feel the same way about a guy like Roger Maris as well. Like, I know he's been on the Veterans Committee a few times, and a lot of people like to say, oh, he's not a Hall of Famer, he didn't do it long enough, this and that. Like, that season he had, like, that to me is better than some of the 5-year runs other guys have been on. It's more important. It's stuck in baseball lore, baseball fame. It just matters more. It does. So that's some thoughts on the upcoming Hall of Fame vote. We'll see if anyone gets in or if one or two. I mean, there's a lot of great candidates. Curt Schilling, in my opinion, should be in. Obviously, he's done a lot to keep himself out. Just based on people's opinions. I mean, I don't think he's done stuff that should keep him out. It's just that's why he's been out. Obviously, Bonds and Clemens kind of dug their own grave there. So we'll see if they get consideration to be in or not. I think Albert Bell, like, he's the type of guy who definitely deserves consideration. It's ridiculous he got knocked off the ballot in his first year. Again, not endorsing his behavior, but, like, he was really, really good. And I'm not saying he should be in or shouldn't be in, but he's a guy who should have been on the ballot for all 10 years. Fred McGriff, he might get in. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see how all that goes. Let's see some of the other pickups. Dynasty. Aaron Nola, incredible start to help the Phillies clinch their postseason berth. Was incredible in the wild card series. Was incredible in the division series. Started to lose it a little bit in the LCS and the World Series. He wasn't horrendous. He wasn't good either. He wasn't good enough. His first start, he struggled a bit, but his second start, I mean, he was in and out of trouble a lot. While he was on the mound, he kept the Astros scoreless. Then he did load the bases. There was a tough situation, but Jose Alvarado, who's so good for the Phillies this year, so good in the playoff run, he just didn't have it in the World Series, was out of gas, allowed like every inherited runner he came in with, and then some runs of his own. But Aaron Nola, either way, has been a really good Philly. So wanted to pick up a Dynasty auto of him. He's not very expensive. I like the Dynasty. I would like to at some point try and pick up one example of every player, Phillies guy they've made in Dynasty. I've fallen off in the last couple years, but they're obviously gorgeous looking cards. Picked up some slabs. This is one I might move. I got it at the right price, CSG 9, and I could care less that it's a 9, but that centering is just, I don't like it. I don't understand why someone sent this in. But Power Kings is a great looking insert from Archives, or from Finest Flashbacks. So pick that one up with some others. Here's a 2021 Finest Flashbacks PSA 9 Prism Refractor Bryce Harper. That is serial numbered to 35. So I love Finest Flashbacks. I'll always pick up Phillies, and I'll definitely always target Harper's. Here's a CSG Gem Mint 10 of Harper, Finest Flashbacks. I was able to pick that one up for the collection. Here's a black refractor of Alec Boehm, Gem Mint 10. That one is serial numbered to 25. Boehm, he had a nice playoff run. He made some great defensive plays. He actually finished, I believe, with the best average for Phillies players in the World Series. It was nice to see him hit some line drives. Just unfortunately, he wasn't up in the right spots. He would come up with no one on, and there were a lot of situations where they could have used that line drive. And here's a Bryson Stott Finest Flashbacks SGC 10 Gem Mint, which I was able to pick up. Stott had some nice moments early in the postseason. World Series, he was held hitless, played well defensively, and we'll see what his future holds. I mean, you need young guys like Alec Boehm, Bryson Stott when you have some guys making big money and you want to add guys. You need these guys who are making small amounts. I would say Stott is very likely to get shifted to second base next year, which is what he came up as, and they're going to more than likely sign one of the top 4 shortstop free agents if everything goes to plan. And then Bohm, I would keep at third. I think he's made great strides. A lot of people want to shift him right to first base. I think that'd be a mistake at this time. His future is probably as a first baseman, but he needs to develop more power before that becomes a reality. And at third base, I mean, he was making all the plays late in the year and in the most pressure of situations. So I would stick with him there for the time being. All right, some singles pickups, more finest flashbacks. Got a refractor of JT Realmuto. There are actually 2 Realmutos from 2020 finest flashbacks. You got the baseball finest all-stars, and he is a regular card. So pick this one up. Print run, only 50 on these. So anytime I can grab one of these at a good price, I will pick them up. Here is a Bryson Stott refractor. I'm not sure what the print run is from the 2022 version. I'm pretty sure it's probably above 50 now, but I would think less than 100. Here is a no protector, or a protector, I should say, parallel refractor numbered to 10 of Zach Wheeler. He was really good also in the wild card round, in the division series, LCS, World Series Game 2. He was not good. Gave up 3 doubles on like 4 pitches to start that game. Put the Phillies in an early 2-0 hole. Defensive miscue. Got them down 3-0. They ended up losing that game 5-2, but he was dominant. He was awesome in Game 6. Incredible start for him. They should have stuck with him. Should have left him in to face a few batters. I think he probably would have gotten out of that inning. And because he didn't give up anything hard hit. But we'll never know. He also could have given up a blooper, and, that might have started a rally anyway. But Zach Wheeler, awesome free agent pickup for the Phillies a few years ago. Been really, really good. Nick Castellanos, black refractor from Finest Flashbacks, number 25. He, really bad year. I mean, very bad. For a guy who got a 5-year, $100 million deal, he was signed to hit 30 home runs, 40 doubles, close to 100 RBIs, hit around 300. He had 13 homers, like 60 RBIs, hit about 250. He struggled mightily. Apparently he had a wrist injury at some point in the year, so hopefully he'll be back to his old self next year. We'll see. He needs to be, based on what his cost is, but he did not have a good offensive postseason. Generally speaking, was terrible in the World Series. But he did have a few hits and was involved in some rallies during early portion of the postseason, and did have several really good defensive plays during the course of the playoff run. Some game-saving catches. So, that's what this year was about. It was key contributions, really, from the entire roster, and that's what made the run so special. I mean, he had a game-saving catch against Atlanta. He had another one in the LCS, and then he had game 1 of the World Series. If he doesn't catch the ball he caught in the to send the game to extra innings, Astros win that game, and then you're looking at a 4-1 series, or maybe things go south quicker. So we'll see. But Castellanos refractor was able to pick that up. Picked up a few of these logo fractors. The Topps put out. I think they're cool looking. Zach Wheeler, Castellanos, and Harper. Picked them up in a lot, so happy to add them. These 2 were a gift from Peril, who participates in a lot of my sales and such, is a Cardinals collector. JT Realmuto, Mosaic, green, and then a Medina, pink. So some cool looking cards there from Panini. Did pick up the one Phillies autograph, the one fan favorites autograph, I should say. I believe Harper has some that are pricey in archives, but Aaron Rowand was the choice this year, so pretty cool. Rowand had a nice 2-year run with the Phillies. He was part of the 2007 team that broke the last extended non-playoff streak, where the Phillies ended up winning the World Series the following year. But then he did leave via free agency. He was with them in 2006 as well. But really good player. Won World Series with the White Sox and the Giants. So cool pickup there. And then this one was from Big Scott 35. He picked this up for me at a show. going to message me, ask me if I needed it. And this is a super short print out of opening day. And like the short prints out of opening day are really, really difficult to find. So I'll toss this. This doesn't, because it's opening day, it's not a necessity to have in the Ultimate Topps team set, but I do try and add them whenever I can, and it's a cool one for the Harper collection as well. He's there with, I think his name is Blooper, the Braves mascot. All right, last couple pickups before the Topps Now. Well, I do have some Topps Now as well. So this was a gift from my guy JT, Triple Crown 24. Thank you, JT. Check out his eBay store. Check out his YouTube channel. Hooked me up with this Kyle Schwarber image variation short print from 2022 Topps Update. I still need to pick up the Castellanos short print. Then there is also a Bryson Stott short print and a Stott super short print. Got to pick those couple up for the collection and the Topps Ultimate team set. So that one will be going in the binder very, very soon. Schwarber, awesome pickup. Incredible year. Led the National League in home runs and kept it going in the postseason. I think his final tally with the playoffs was 51 homers. But he was awesome. As advertised and more, brought a lot of leadership. This is a Stott rookie. Picked that one up by accident. Honestly, I think I threw a bid on it thinking it was a refractor. So it is what it is. This is a Gene Segura Topps Living set they did. I like to get one of these graded. I ordered a pack of these, and every one of them has surface dents and indentations, so I might have to hold off on that, but I always top load one for the collection as well. The only non-Phillies card in this mail day is Phillies related. Yadi Molina, Albert Pujols, Cardinals legends both collect hits in possible final at-bats. Game 2, they both had hits. The Phillies held them off, though, in their quest to win the wild card series, which they did. So since it was against the Phillies, kind of cool moments, picked one of those up for the collection. Here's an Austin Aaron Nola NLCS card. Unfortunately, it didn't really go very well for Aaron. He got touched up in that game. Austin kind of got things started with a base hit up the middle on him. But pretty interesting. First time in MLB history a pair of siblings faced off against each other as a pitcher and hitter in the playoffs. And Topps Now time. Picked up a boatload of Topps Now. Wish I got the opportunity to pick up a few more. I saw the Astros after they won it. Obviously, they got a bunch from their wins. They got a World Series set. They had like a whole bunch of bonus ones, and then they had like parade ones. Oh, man, that would have been awesome, but was not meant to be. But here's just some of the pickups from Topps Now, and this isn't all of them. I'm still waiting on a few more. Game 3, they had a bunch from the World Series where the Phillies hit a bunch of homers, and then they have a couple after that I have on the way, and they should be here shortly in a future mail day video. But all these will be going in the Phillies Topps team set binder. I like to add the Topps Now cards because they're just moments in time from seasons. I think they're awesome, and some are more special than others. Certain moments are a little better than others, but I love the opportunity to get them. I think Topps Now is one of the greatest things Topps has ever done. Far from perfect. They could do a better job once in a while in image selection and even choices of moments. But the best thing is you don't have to buy them. The print runs for some are $200, others are $10,000. But they're cool. They're meaningful to people who collect them. And I think it's obviously a genius idea. It's a way for them to print a little money for sure as well. But anyway, Aaron Nola from the Division Series Game 3 victory that came in. Bryce Harper after a home run in that. The Rhys Hoskins bat slam, which is obviously just an incredible moment in Phillies history. Brandon Marsh with a 3-run bomb to get the scoring started in Game 5. JT Realmuto inside the park home run. Like, that is something that had never happened in postseason history. A catcher to have an inside the park home run, and that's like barely a top 10 moment in the playoff run, which just goes to show how special it was. Bryce Harper, 8th inning solo home run. You have them clinching the division series and advancing to the NLCS for the first time since 2010. Once you arrive to the NLCS, Bryce Harper belts his first home run in the NLCS in a 2-0 win. Probably inspired by, forgive me, Padres fans, but wow, that song, that was bad karma that came out by those guys. Whew. Bryce gonna lose, Manny gonna cruise. Kyle Schwarber for an 88-foot bomb. Zach Wheeler, dominant start there in Game 1. Schwarber Game 3, leadoff solo blast. Bryson Stott made some rookie team history. Gene Segura with another big hit. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Rhys Hoskins, 6th multi-home run game in Phillies playoff history. There's a Bryson Stott tying things up. Bryce Harper, huge double late in that game. Big swing game there. At the time, a postseason club record for 4 homers in a single game. Just cool cards. Now, this one here, I got to pile these in. Ed and Resend Card Ranger both got some for their collection. I needed one for my binder. I would love to get one of these graded. I don't know if they're gradable. Just think it'd be cool to have slab because just an epic moment. I was at this game, so that's something that makes it like even more special to me. Obviously, it was an incredible moment as is. I got one of these from my brother who was at the game with me. Like, he doesn't specifically collect cards, but just, wow. What a moment being there, the electricity in the crowd. Just super, super cool. They actually made an autograph version of this, which I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to order it. They sold out very, very quick. This was Hoskins' home run early in that game to get the scoring started. Zach Wheeler, who started very, very well. There, after they clinched, advanced into their first World Series since 2009. And then Bryce Harper named NLCS MVP after he had, obviously, an incredible series. So, just super, super cool. Like, that group right there, because I was there, is just super meaningful. Then we got some World Series cards. Game 1 stuff came in. Castellanos, Bohm, and Real Muto. Trios productive at-bats. They race Astros' 5-run lead. Oh, if they could only have done it a little bit more, it would have been awesome. Castellanos, sensational sliding grab, sent that in the extra innings, which gave Real Muto the opportunity to hit a go-ahead home run in the 10th. And they won to take that Game 1 victory as huge underdogs. So that is it for the mail day. I know it's a lot of stuff. For those who joined me for this entire video, I appreciate it. Oh, never mind. I forgot the bonuses real quick. So I ordered the playoff team set, and when you order the team set, you get some bonuses along the way. So Phillies squad advances to NLDS after 2-0 Game 2 win. So this came in, and I would think there should be one coming in for them advancing from the NLDS to the NLCS, but I also got one. Club advances to their first World Series since 2009. So just an exclusive, different angle, different card, little bonuses they give you in the team sets. So probably only a couple hundred produced, but those came in as well. Anyway, once again, I appreciate everyone who watched a little bit, watched a lot, skipped to the end. If you watched the whole thing, feel free to let me know down below. Appreciate all the support over the years. And to my fellow Phillies fans, hopefully they'll be back. To my fellow baseball fans, another season is in the books, and spring training will be here before you know it. And appreciate everyone watching. See ya.